Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome back to my channel and to today's video, which is week 3 of our kitchen renovation and garage conversion diaries. If you are new around here, we are in the middle of a big kitchen renovation and we're also converting our garage, and I thought it would be a really nice idea to film weekly updates that go live on a Sunday morning while this is all going on, because firstly I love renovation videos on YouTube, and secondly it might be helpful if you are considering a similar project yourself. So I'm just going to get started and show you what has been happening in the kitchen this week. I will link to the previous videos below if you would like to go and watch them, and yeah, I really hope that you enjoy this week's worth of updates. So it's Tuesday morning, bright and early, it's about 7:30, and I wanted to quickly give you a kitchen update before the builders arrived. I don't film when they are here because I get embarrassed, and I didn't film yesterday afternoon because I was out for the day, and when I arrived home it was really dark and we don't have lights. So I thought I would give you a really quick update of what they did yesterday before they arrived today. So here we go, here is the kitchen. Like I said, it's still really dark because it's really early, and it's also really echoey in here because it's just a big open space with nothing in it. But you can see now, where I left the updates last week, they had screeded the floor. That is now done and it's all dry and it's looking really good. They managed to block in this hole that we'd had there as well. And then you can see that the plaster is all pretty much dry now. This is the alcove where we have taken space from our garage. So this is where our kitchen used to stop, and we have just taken this little bit of space from the garage in order to put some cupboards there, which is really exciting. So we have encountered a problem which is hopefully going to be fixed today, but where he plastered the walls, I don't know if you can see, just this big damp patch here that's not drying. So we think we must have a leak somewhere. So the plumber is coming out today to have a look at that to see what the problem is, which is a really big shame. So no idea what that is and what's causing it, but it's just not drying at all. We've had a fan out here the last couple of nights trying to dry it off, and it's not drying. So there's definitely some sort of leak or problem up there. That is our bedroom and our ensuite above it. So I think we're gonna have to have a look. And like I said, the plumber is coming out today to take a look at that to see what the problem is. But other than that, everything is pretty much the same in here, and we're just really waiting for that to dry. There is some exciting stuff going on this week, but I'll just show you that as and when it happens. So we have had a slight drama today. When I say drama, it's nothing serious at all. You know, when something just doesn't go according to plan, and I'm definitely finding this a lot in renovations as we've been renovating our house, that things definitely don't always go according to plan. And today we have had a little bit of a problem, nothing serious, and it can easily be sorted out, but I think it was just crossed wires. It's no one's fault at all, probably more my fault really than anyone else's, but it's really tricky in a renovation. You don't know what you want until it's kind of been done, if that makes sense, because you don't know what the kitchen is going to be like until you've been in it, if that makes sense. So anyway, I will show you what I mean. So here is the kitchen this afternoon, and you can see that we now have holes for where our spotlights are going to be, and that is the issue that we've had today. And like I said, it's not a big issue at all, it can all be sorted out. But basically, to cut a very long story short, when we went to kind of speak to our kitchen advisor about the specifications for the kitchen, he advised us to have a lot more spotlights on this ceiling than we've actually ended up going for. I just know how we use our kitchen as a family, and we don't have the lights blaring all the time. I quite like subtle, apart from when I'm cooking, I quite like a subtle light. And so we ended up deciding to go for less spotlights than he advised. So we've gone for 6 spotlights on the main ceiling, and then 3 in the new alcove, and then also 1 up here, which is where our fridge is going to be. So our fridge is going to be here. But then on top of those spotlights, we are also having 3 pendant lights, and they can't cut the holes for the pendant lights yet because we don't know the exact situation of where our island is going to be placed. So they've come to cut the spotlights, And I just personally think that they're all too close to where the pendant lights are gonna be. So you can imagine you've got 3 lights here, 3 lights here, and then you're gonna have 3 lights there, which are gonna be pendant lights. And I just think it's all too close together. I think it looks quite cluttered. So basically, I've asked if they will just move them across a little bit. So keep them in the same positions there, but just move them nearer to this wall, and likewise move those nearer to that wall. And it's not a big deal whatsoever, but I just know if we're spending all this money, I just want to be happy with it, and I just think that they are a little bit too cluttered and close together. And I think once the pendant lights are in, it will look better if they're both pushed back against these walls. So that is what they are going to do. The electrician typically came when I was just rushing out for the school run. They all come so early, which is so efficient. They're all so brilliant, but it was just typical that he came and then I came back and they were like this. So it's a bit of a shame, but hopefully it will all be fixed, and all they'll need to do is move the wires across a little bit, cut new holes, and then fill in these old holes and plaster them up. So it's a bit of a pain, but there we go. And then the only other thing that has been done in here today is, unfortunately, like I said, we seem to have got some sort of leak. I think where the problem is that he capped a radiator off and it didn't work, so it's leaking. It doesn't look like it's gonna dry out, so he's had to drill back in. The plumber came today and drill a hole, cap the radiator off again, and then we're obviously gonna have to fill that hole in and plaster it again. So it is Wednesday today and we have no builders today. I don't know why they're not here today, but they said yesterday that they wouldn't be here on Wednesday, but that they'd be back on Thursday. And the house feels really quiet without them. I think I've just got so used to them being here that it's really weird sort of sitting in the house and having no noise. So I'm just working at the table, dining room table. But I thought I would quickly show you because the electricians came in this morning. They came in and they were in and out within about half an hour, but they have fixed the light situation. So I thought I would just quickly give you an update of that. So here we go. I don't know if you can see, but basically here is where the new lights are and here is where the old ones were. So they've only moved them over the smallest amount. They said that, I think, as electricians, they advise for lights to be 900 millimeters away from walls, but if we wanted to have them a little bit closer to the wall, then they wouldn't advise anything under 700. So that's what we've gone for. So we've gone for 700 millimeters away from the wall. And I know it's just, I did feel really embarrassed asking them because obviously it wasn't their fault at all. It was just all me wanting it a bit different. Like, they did what they thought was right, and to be fair, it was right, but I just feel so much better with how it is now. So you can imagine now we've got to have pendant lighting going down the middle, and I just think they're kind of perfectly spaced out now. So it's such a small thing, it didn't take them long. Obviously now we're just gonna have to kind of replaster over the kind of old holes, but other than that, I'm really glad that I asked for them to change it because I just feel a lot happier with it the way it was. But I did feel embarrassed asking them. I bet they thought, oh my god, here we go. And just another quick thing, you know, yesterday I said about this leak. Well, the plaster is already drying out, so I think the leak has definitely been sorted, and hopefully this will all dry out eventually as well. It's Thursday today. I'm trying to be quiet because there is so many builders in the house today, but today is the day that I have been like the most eek about because they are breaking through into the hallway. So I won't be able to show you till they've gone, but it's a big day today. It's very exciting, but it's going to be very, very messy. So it is Thursday afternoon and it has probably been the most exciting day of renovation so far, I think. It's also been the most hectic, but they have done so much today. There's so much to sort of talk about. So the biggest and most exciting thing that they have done is that they have broken in from outside into the hallway. So where our garage conversion is going to be, they're creating 2 doors in the hallway, and that's why they've broken through from outside. And this was the bit that I was most nervous about, just because I know how much dust and mess has been created from doing other stuff, that I was just nervous because obviously the hallway is the kind of middle of our house. It was so messy earlier, I cannot even begin to tell you, and so much noise. I was trying to work at the dining room table, and in the end I gave up and went out because I have never heard so much noise as them knocking down those walls. But it is all done and it looks so good. If you had seen it an hour or so ago, I wish I had the guts to film while they're here, but I just don't. I just get a little bit embarrassed. So I did take a couple of pictures, which I will insert throughout the day of the process, but there was so much dust, so much mess, it was crazy. And then we've just been out for some dinner and we came back and they have completely tidied up. I know I say it loads, but I really do think our builder is just so amazing. So it really doesn't look that bad. So I'm so relieved, like he's left us with it looking quite clean. Well, really clean actually. It's hard to believe that there was all that mess previously. So here we go, this is the hallway. Like I said, an hour or so ago, I will have inserted the photo. You would not even believe that this was the same place. It was absolutely chaotic, but he has left it so clean considering what he's done today. So he's broken through the entire house. A plumber came and capped off the radiator because there used to be a radiator here. And now there's just a big hole in the house waiting for them to sort it out on Saturday. So I just cannot believe the way that he's left this. I'm so grateful for the fact that he's such a clean builder. And there's a couple of little kind of things, like, I don't know if you can see here, there's a few scuffs and there's a thing here, but to be honest, I think we were gonna repaint this anyway or do something with it. So I'm not too worried about that. There is thick layers of dust everywhere. I don't know if you can see, and on here and around here, and then all up the stairs as well. But we have got off really lightly, to be honest. Like, I can't believe how he's left it. So here we go, here is the other exciting, very exciting thing that's happened today. Here is our kitchen, our new kitchen. Just seems to be taking over the entire house. It just really makes me laugh looking at this. So this sofa used to be in there and currently the kitchen is in there. So we had to have it delivered today. There was no other time they could deliver it, but it's not gonna start to be fitted for a fair few days. So it's just gonna have to live in here. It's not ideal, it's a little bit disruptive, but it's what's got to be done. So here we go. This is the other exciting thing that started to happen. Our tiles have started to be laid in the kitchen and I love them. I think it's so hard to know just from getting a sample as to whether, you know, they're what you really want, and I'm so pleased because I absolutely love these. Originally, we were thinking about going like a herringbone kind of wood effect tile or something, and I decided in the end, I think it would just be a little bit too busy, and I'm so glad I just went simple. I couldn't be more pleased with these. Just really big, simple grey tiles. And this morning, we had a little bit of a thing. Originally, we were gonna run them vertically rather than horizontally, and then the cuts where obviously they meet the wall would have looked a bit silly when they were vertical, because we wanted to have where these ledges are sticking out, we wanted to have that as one big kind of cut, if that makes sense. And then when it got to this wall, it would have meant quite a small cut, and I just don't think it would have looked right. And so in the end, we decided to go horizontal, and I am so glad we did, because it's really opened up the room and made it feel quite big, because this kitchen is actually longer than it is wide, if that makes sense. And it always used to feel quite long and narrow, and now it really has just opened it up completely doing them this way. So I just could not be more thrilled with these tiles. I'm so pleased with them. It's still Thursday, but we've decided to paint the kitchen this evening just because we wanted to give it a couple of coats before all the cabinets and stuff get installed, just because I think it's going to be easier, isn't it, John, to do it while there's nothing in it and it's just a shell. So that's what we're doing. The builder very kindly left us his like torch thing, because obviously we have no lights. And his ladders, yeah, that was kind of him. So that's what we're doing this evening. So it is Saturday today. I didn't film yesterday because I was in London and I didn't get back till late. But we've had some exciting, hello in the background, we've had some exciting developments, and I'm gonna quickly show you now. So here we go, here is the floor all grouted. I love it, I'm so pleased with it. I think that the light is making it look a little bit brown. It's not brown at all, it's a really lovely light silver colour, and we're just thrilled with it. It has brightened up the room, and doing it horizontally has meant that the room feels so much wider and bigger, and I just love it so much. We've gone for a silvery grey grout. It's a little bit lighter than I would have liked, but had we gone for a different colour, it would have been darker. And originally I wanted like a charcoal grout and sort of to have it darker than the tiles. And then I was talking to John and the tiler, and we were just saying about how I didn't really want to make a feature of the tiles. I sort of wanted it to feel quite blended in. And had we done charcoal, it would have obviously really made a feature out of them, and it would have been like a really strong look, and I really didn't want that. So we've gone for this off-white silver colour, and I'm really pleased with it. I am a little bit nervous because I've never had like light grout in a kitchen before, but I think actually I have. I'm telling a lie, I have. I just haven't. In fact, it was light grout that we had in our previous kitchen here. It was just brown tiles, and it's been fine. It does keep clean, so I think it will be absolutely fine. But yeah, I just love it. I'm so pleased with it, and I just think they look so nice. They're obviously still a little bit dirty at the moment, but yeah, so pleased with it. And then in our hallway, we've still got the chipboard concealing the hole in the house, and we've also got our doors that are ready to be fitted eventually as well. So it's just a little bit of a mess. There is a coating of dust over absolutely everything. So that is it for our renovation diary this week. I have been so excited by everything this week. It's been a really exciting week, and I will look forward to seeing you all again next Sunday for next week's update. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.